And on to our last album review of the day. We have Whole New Mess by Angel Olsen. It is 11 songs, 42 minutes long. She's done kind of like indie music before, kind of into your realm of female artists that make indie, but it's a little bit more broader than that. But that's kind of like your general realm of what she does.
Did you recommend Angel Olsen in like a previous music recommendations then?
I don't think I have. I've mentioned her before.
Because I feel like you've mentioned her before.
I've mentioned her before because there's a couple of songs I listened to. I think it was New Love Cassette and Shut Up and Kiss Me were two songs that I liked. That were from works previous to this.
Like singles previous to this, because New Love Cassette is on here.
Yes, exactly.
But this album is basically a really like a lot of the other like counter narratives within the music industry this year has been this era in music has basically shown the death of the guitar. It's part of the rock is dead thing.
And we've said it multiple times. It's people have to do different shit,
people
have.
Yeah, it's another instrument. It's sitting there. It's a tool. People either use the tool poorly or they use it well.
BB, fantastic guitar work. You have a lot of these indie artists, fantastic guitar work. And she does it, Angel Olsen, she does it almost as like, for this album especially, where it starts with Whole New Mess, it's almost like a 70s throwback style of like Americana guitar folk work mixed with indie. It's kind of like it sounds because it sounds like she has a filter over the microphone when she's standing like really far away from it, and it's a solid like acoustic guitar with a little bit of twangy electric guitars in the background here or there sporadically throughout. Yeah, and that's kind of like the theme of most of the album is that. It started off like A Whole New Mess. It was okay. It was really slow for a starter song onto it, but that's kind of the theme of the album. And then Too Easy, Bigger Than Us. A lot of the songs are in parentheses, because hipsters. Too Easy, in parentheses, Bigger Than Us, is another one of those songs, but it's a little bit shorter, so then it kind of gets you into more of the theme of that song. Production of it's fantastic, because one way, like one of two ways you can do the vocals is you either make it sound unique and kind of into that era where like people didn't have good recording style, like didn't have good recording equipment back in the day, so it literally sounded that way because that was the best way they could do vocals. Or you have it where you purposely do it and it falls flat, but she did she did it where it sounds very good into that, because you can the two ways of doing that. Anyways, Too Easy, Bigger Than Us starts to get me more into the album, and then going into New Love Cassette, really like that song a lot. I think it's one of her best works onto the album. I think the two songs, New Love Cassette and We Are Mirrors.
We're All Mirrors after.
We're All Mirrors after. That's actually my favorite onto this album.
Mine too.
It's after New Love Cassette, because New Love Cassette, I do like it as that almost Americana indie style song, but then We Are All Mirrors, it has that as the theme, but then it has a lot of guitar and a lot of other sounds that go into the song and the latter half of the song, and I really like that because there's a lot of layers onto it, almost like the Weird Fishes, where it builds and builds and builds and builds, and it becomes this beautiful song towards the end of it. It's very good. I like that.
That's the skill of it. It uses that layering, and really the only layers are just acoustic guitar and electric guitar. I don't remember much percussion. I don't remember much of anything
very
else.
Little.
And so it's
you're paring, a lot.
Yeah, you're paring down so much. Yeah, she's doing so much with it.
Yeah, you can do a lot with the guitar, just you need to know what you're doing with it, or experiment and do different things. Or you can do what she did, which is strip everything down, so that way it's really front and center of the music. And like every little strum, every little chord, every little note that you're playing is heard. So that's another thing that is unique, because when a lot of people, sometimes they do like the one thing that Ed Sheeran, when it's old music, older Ed Sheeran, not pop bullshit like no little bitch Ed Sheeran. He did a lot of stuff like this earlier too, in the early 2010s, where he looped guitars a lot of the times, and there wasn't many people that could do that. But this is looping it almost with one, because of the way you're stripped it down, so you hear everything. And not many people can do that and get away with it, because usually when you do it, it can sound almost boring. But when she does it and pairs it with her vocal and the styling of the vocals, it makes it more interesting, and it's so much more of an art form than anything. It's fantastic. Summer Song goes after that, still into that theme, and I like it. I need to listen to, because I'm going to get two songs confused if you want to talk.
Yeah, Summer Song and Waving Smiling. I think like once you start with New Love Cassette down to Waving Smiling and Tonight Without You, always happens to the best of us. Once you get down to New Love Cassette through Tonight Without You, it's this, you're really getting into Angel Olsen's style of, I'm going to croon, I'm just going to be acoustic, but it's going to still have a lot of power and passion within it, almost like a Fiona Apple kind of deal. That really makes it really well, because in addition to having acoustic and electric guitars, the instruments, you also have her vocals. And her vocals do like a really amazing kind of complement to that, even in the way she kind of reverbs them a little bit, so they echo a little bit. I can explain in a later song perfectly where that happens, but I think you had one.
Well, it was Waving and Smiling because you had might be a Telecaster where you're literally just going up and down onto two chords, going back and forth, and her voice almost sounds like Stevie Nicks on that song. There's two actually. We All Mirrors also sounds like that, but not many vocalists can pull off having that such a high soprano voice without getting crackling stuff onto it while still being hushed. It's very, very difficult to be going hush into vocals without getting crackly when you go in high range. So it's something that not many artists can do, and it's fantastic. And Waving Smiling, you can hear that a lot too.
While also maintaining the like audio quality and depth perception skills trying to do. Because like you said earlier, trying to kind of maintain that earlier 70s, 80s sound where you didn't have all the recording equipment tricks. And so sometimes you did get a little bit like some like pop filters and some little bit of imperfections in the recording, but it makes it sound good. To do all of that in the performance and then live up to the recording to keep it all sounding in the same sort of style and range, to keep the theme precise and not break down that vision of the theme is an art to be said. And then going a few songs down past the Tonight and Lark Song, which
I like Lark Song a lot too.
I like Lark Song. It's pretty good, even if you don't.
It's just long.
Yeah, even if you don't like some of these songs, it gets like kind of slower, and you get the idea of crooning idea. You might get kind of old for you, but I think Impasse Working for the Name is worth making it down to the end, because it's another one of those kind of like We're All Mirrors where you're putting all the best pieces of it together.
And I love her layers of vocals onto it, because it sounds like it's super powerful when it builds and builds and builds. It's a fantastic song.
That's the one where I was talking to, where I said this song really exemplifies that. Combining the vocals, layering the vocals, but also layering the instruments and putting it all together.
It's almost like an industrial feel of that song too, because of how powerful the vocals are into it and stuff. It's very good. I like this album a lot, and I'm surprised because sometimes a lot of people who make slower indie albums, it can be a lot to listen to because it can drown out after a while. But each of the songs are engaging enough to me that it's very good.
I agree.
Which is rare and not easy to do. It's very good.
It's a very it's a beautiful album. If I would say like I saw Katy Perry work wonders with a 36-minute album this week, I think Angel Olsen also could have by cutting a couple of songs here or there. I don't know which ones, but like I get enough of the idea of what she's doing musically, sonically, and lyrically with maybe 9 of these songs, as opposed to 11.
I like the ending song though. It is what it is. What it is. Yeah. What it is, damn hipsters. It's because that's like a straight, like an acoustic song to end the album. And I think that song is a fantastic song to wrap it up because it's a little bit shorter. It has that acoustic guitar prevalent, and her vocals are more into your ears and into your face into that, but it's very good still. And she explores more of her lower range into that song. So very, very good album. I enjoyed this a lot. And there's, again, a lot of work you can do with guitars. It's just, you have to be creative. You can't make the same shit over and over again. And we've seen it. How many damn times have you say as a female artist? They're killing it this year. It's ridiculous.
Destroying it. It is definitely one of the top indie albums of the year.
For sure.
With my qualms notwithstanding. Arbitrary Scale, as we have been doing, CEOs who know when the party is ending and make the young Irish exit involuntarily. Or not.
This is Vivian Schiller, who's the head of NPR for like a year, I think.
Oh man.
But that's right. I forgot about that. I know she was. I knew she did something bad, but she was let go because she ranted about Muslims on Fox News.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
About that. Oh man.
It reminds me of Papa John Schnatter. Obviously, was CEO of Papa John's for a while. But Papa John had to be let go because on one of the conference calls, he just said the N-word a little too much. We just had to dial it down a little bit. I don't want to relate any of those like shit shows to this album too closely per se. So I'm going to go with...
Mine is like the more shit show, the better.
Yeah. More shit shows, the better. So I'm gonna go with Gil Amelio of Apple. You may not have known him because he's not one of the
he was the only one for
Apple CEOs. But
that's when Apple was really dog shit.
He basically rejected a buyout offer from another company, so at least that was good. But this is when Apple was really in the shit. So
this is when it was like basically the only thing that worked was the Apple II, and nothing else.
I'm pretty sure this is pre-Apple. This is pre-Pixar Apple. So
fuck. Okay.
No, 90 fucking hell, man. He didn't survive like my first birthday. He was then from February 96 to September 97.
Damn, dude.
Owned.
Requiesce Gampache.
Yeah, Steve Jobs succeeded him and then turned the company around.
Yes.
So
he's the one that. So it was basically
Steve Jobs has a success story because this guy has a failure story.
Because that guy sucked ass. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, just as beautiful as this album.